myself, the day to myself, never happens. It just never happens. So I'm taking advantage of it, and I'm making several shorter videos because I'm notorious, I guess, for these long videos, and I am so sorry because you're probably bored to death. But anyway, it is what it is. I just don't know how to quit talking. So I am going to do a few short videos today so that I can load them in the weeks to come. And because it's a canning season, vegetable season, garden season, and it's getting towards the end of garden season, I have a friend, Lydia, my dear friend, who gave me some squash, zucchini, peppers, and tomatoes. And so I'm going to do lacto-fermented, this is my crunchy mom coming out in me. I'm going to do some lacto-fermented vegetables to show you how to preserve your vegetables without having to heat the kitchen up and can them. They're more nutritious. They help with the release of B vitamins. I'm not a nutritionist nor a doctor, so you can't say I said it. This is just what I've researched online. But you have your B vitamins. You have gut health, microbiome for your gut health, which your gut produces B vitamins. So when you're nourishing your gut, you are getting more vitamins, so you're not having to take so many B vitamins. I have to take B vitamins for a blood clotting disorder that I have. So anyway, that being said, we are going to do some lacto-fermented. Some people do not refrigerate their lacto-fermented vegetables. I will, just because I get it to a certain point. I've made kimchi and things like that, and I love it. But I get to a certain point, and I really don't want it super sour. So I'll put it in the fridge to slow down the fermentation process. And some people don't. Now, you can lose some vegetables when you do it that way, but if you want to be on the safe side, it just takes up fridge space, and I'm not getting a fridge just to have lacto-fermented vegetables in it. So, but I do know that Asian people, some people have a separate refrigerator that is just for that type, you know, like their kimchi, and they ferment so many. My sister-in-law ferments so many vegetables. She leaves a big crock out on her counter, and her and the kids just put vegetables in it, and it just keeps fermenting, you know. So anyway, that's very wise because it is very healthy. So let's get to doing the process, and I will show you my recipe. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this is extremely easy to do lacto-fermented vegetables. Some people have to acquire the taste for it, but if you like anything like kimchi or pickles or things like that, you're probably gonna like this. So do a small batch, do a quart jar, just try it out, see what you like. You can get vegetables from the grocery store. I really wanted to do carrots in this, but I don't have any in the fridge. So anyway, we're just gonna do a squash, a zucchini, and a bell pepper, and these are all fresh from the garden. So first thing you have to do is get sea salt, and you can do filtered water, but you cannot do chlorinated water. Chlorinated water will inhibit the fermenting process. So you want to do a quart of chlorinated water, 3 tablespoons of sea salt. Some people, I'm spilling it everywhere. Some people use whey, W-H-E-Y, which is, you know, is a byproduct of like making buttermilk. But I'm just going to do it simple, use the sea salt and my vegetables. This has to dissolve, and I don't have garlic. In a perfect world, I would have 4 cloves of garlic in here, and I am completely out, so I do not have garlic. I'm just going to do these vegetables, and I'm going to put a little bit of garlic powder in. I'm going to pour some in. You know, a lot of this is to taste. You can put dill in here. You can put basil. You can put, you know, any seasonings. This one calls for red pepper flakes, but I'm just doing the vegetables right now, and I am putting some garlic powder in there because I think it'll kick it up a notch. I could put onion in here. There's really not a limit on what you can do with this. So let me let this my water dissolve, and then I'll be back and we'll put it together. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my vegetables. I'm gonna kind of layer them. So it'll be prettier, or the squash and the zucchini are pretty much the same color. You want a clean jar. I recommend putting it through the dishwasher and, you know, and disinfecting in that way, because you don't want any bacteria competing for the good bacteria that this is going to produce. So get these pushed down in here. I probably didn't even need the funnel, but that's okay. It's been eerily quiet here today. I never have a day where there's not constant movement and activity going on. So this is pink Himalayan sea salt. I like pink Himalayan sea salt. I bought that bag at TJ Maxx probably 2 years ago. It's lasted me that long. But you don't have to use, I would not use iodized salt. That can inhibit the lacto-fermentation as well. So I would recommend sea salt or just plain kosher salt. Canning salt is okay. But you just pour this over top. You want to completely cover it. You don't want anything sticking out, because that just leaves it open for mold and bacteria, bad bacteria. So you want to make sure that you cover it. And I don't do the fancy burping lids where you have this thing sticking out and it burps. I just lightly cover it. I take the seeds out because that is a vehicle for mold. Anyway, if you can get your kids to like this, oh my word. It's just really healthy. It is very healthy. And you want to make sure that this is lightly covered with a lid. And then if the vegetables start peeking out, you want to push them down with something like, you could use, so what I'm doing is, I'm taking, this is a wide mouth canning jar. I'm taking a small mouth canning jar lid. I'm going to push that down. That's a medicine cup. And put this little thingamajiggy on top, this lid. And so it has air to, you know, let the air escape. It has an opening. And I'll probably just cover it with a dish rag or something, because your jar can actually explode if too much builds up in there. So we'll leave this out for 3 to 5 days. And then after 3 to 5 days, taste it, see how it tastes, make sure there's nothing growing on top. If there is a little bit of mold on top, or it's usually SCOBY, which is a symbiotic combination of yeast and bacteria. So that's an acronym for that. But that's yeast and bacteria. So it's not always mold. And unless it smells bad, if it smells pickled, if it smells fermented, if it smells kind of yogurty maybe, it's fine. So you can even use some of your yogurt whey. Like when you open up your yogurt, if it's plain, you could put some yogurt whey in there at the beginning of the fermentation process. And that will actually help with the fermentation process. So where was I going with that? This is it, 3 to 5 days. If there is something on top, like I said, you can skim it off. If it's bad, you'll know it, because it will smell bad. So if you have a weak stomach, I don't recommend smelling it. Make your husband do it. That's what I do. I say, honey, can you smell this? Does it smell okay? My kids ask me to do it because they don't have the stomach for gross stuff. So I asked my husband to do it, and he's very gracious, and he does. But anyway, so let's see how this turns out. I've got a couple more videos I'm going to make, and then I will be done. Something else I wanted to say, I don't buy the burping lids and all that paraphernalia, because the minute I do, I start losing it. And if it's lost, I've just wasted my money. So that's why I kind of hodgepodge things. Some people will take Ziploc bags, and if you go in Walmart where you can buy artificial flowers and things, they have these little pebbles. They're like rocks. Or if you're using a Ziploc bag, you can use your own rocks. Get a heavy rock, put it in the Ziploc bag, sandwich bag, quart bag, whatever. Put it down over top the vegetables, and that will keep it beneath the surface. So I don't think I explained that enough, and I'm just kind of showing you what I do. But I'm used to hodgepodging things and trying and just making it work. So you can buy the lids, you can buy the burping things. They've got them at Walmart, especially this time of year. But I don't do that because I know us, and our MO is it'll get lost, it'll get broken, and then I'm pulling my hair out. So anyway, that's what I do. You do what, you know, you feel comfortable with, but try it and see. 3 to 5 days, try it after 3 days, put it in the fridge if, you know, if you're concerned or anything. If you want to try leaving it out all the time, do your research, Google it. Can I leave my lacto-fermented vegetables out on the counter all the time? Some people do it with great success. You just have to, I think you have to keep kind of tasting it and smelling it, you know, it's kind of babysitting, and I don't babysit vegetables at all. I don't babysit except do my grandkids. I babysit my grandkids. That's it. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.